Welcome everybody. Welcome back to Homestead Heart. I hope everyone is doing well. I know the storms were pretty severe again this week. This was our second round of severe weather. So I hope everyone is safe and is doing well. You all, I'm going to go ahead and get right into the video, and I'm going to do my best not to be long. I'm not going to prolong this at all. I'm going to try to get straight to the point. All right. Many of you saw the video that we posted on yesterday, and we were talking about the failure to prepare is the real failure. The failure to prepare is the real failure. And we made some references to the movie that had been circulating around. We watched it along with so many of you. Leave the World Behind. It is on Netflix. And there were a lot of things in that movie. We didn't go through pointing out all of the different things that were in the movie. It was just so many. It was just so many things that they pointed out in the movie, from the music they played, the name of the ship, when they referenced, when they showed the map of the United States of Attica. Many of us probably know what that was all about, just all through the movie. We made some references in that previous video. If you haven't seen the movie and you want to see it, well, that's where you would have to go to see it. It's on Netflix, okay? But in any case, when we were discussing the failure to prepare is the real failure, we received quite a few messages that were so disturbing. The messages were so disturbing that I told Mr. H, I said, I think this is probably something I should follow up with right here, right? Because I don't want folks to think that this type of a message is okay, especially people who are just now trying to learn how to prepare for any type of event, right? Whether it's a natural disaster, whether it's something purposefully done, so many people are just getting started with that journey. And to have a comment or comments shared like what was shared, or messages that are being shared on different social media platforms, there's no need to prepare. Just pray about it. I don't have to prepare. All I got to do is pray about it. Okay. Now, while I agree wholeheartedly in the power of prayer, I agree wholeheartedly in the power of prayer. I talk to God all day. I just talk all day long. Sometimes I say, do you get tired of hearing my voice? Because I just share and share and share throughout my day, just being thankful and being grateful, right? For him giving me the mind to do certain things, right? Just thankful. Oh, just the smallest little things. I did a video talking about that one day too, about gratitude. Just being grateful over the smallest of things. But I'm going to tell you something. Prayer is not going to just be everything to solve all of your problems or mine. In a SHTF situation, all your prayers is not going to be the end all be all. I'm sorry. And I hate that you think that. Listen, I could go into so many scriptures that bears witness to what I'm telling you. In fact, I know so many of you who know them too. Just put them in the comment section below. I can hear my friend in DC right now. Say it louder for the folks in the back. I don't know why I just heard her voice in my head, but I did. Say it louder for the folks in the back. Right? Prayer is not going to be the end all be all. It's not. You are going to have to get up and go to work. Work. Right? Work. Many of you have outside employment out of the home. You know, if you want to pay your mortgages, your rent, your cell phone bill, your utility bills, put gas in your car, put food in your house, you know you have to get up and go to work to make the money to be able to do that, right? Because prayer ain't going to be enough. You're not going to wait for bread to fall from the sky. Is that right? You're not. If you work from home, you still got to get up and do what? You still got to get them go to work. It's still something you got to do with your hands. Well, I don't work. I get Social Security or something. Well, how did you get that? You still had to get up and apply. It was still something you had to do. You just didn't pray. You just didn't pray, Lord, I wish somebody would read my mind and know that I need to apply for Social Security benefits, and maybe they'll just randomly send me an application in the mail. No. I know. You had to get up. You had to find out what you had to do, whether it was Social Security, disability. You still had to go and apply. It was still something you had to do. Yeah, it was still something you had to do. Even when it comes to preparing meals, come on now. Even when it comes to preparing, if I'm going to bake some loaves of bread, I know I'm going to need the funds to get the ingredients. And then I'm going to need to bring those ingredients together, right? I'm going to need some flour. I might need some milk. I might need some yeast. I might need some eggs or some honey or some sugar. It's some things I'm going to need. Some butter, you know, I'm going to need to bake it in the oven. But I'm going to need some ingredients. Prayer is an ingredient. You got to take prayer, add that to some work, to bring about the recipe that you want so it'll turn out right, right? You want it to turn out right. So you're going to need those ingredients. You're going to need prayer and work. We just talked about the scriptures teaching us that faith without works is absolutely dead. You can have faith all day long. This is not Mrs. H telling you. Scripture says faith without work is dead. There are so many other scriptures too. Like I said, post them in the comment section below, because this is not going to be a long video. I know y'all going to tell it. So post it in the comment section below. I don't want people to think that that's all they got to do. Well, Mrs. H, I say that because I'm not able to do anything else. Well, that's different. If you're not able physically to do anything else, still, that's not something to say that all you got to do is pray. Because it's not. If all you can do is go to the food bank, I know people who are building a pantry right now who are using food banks to help them with their pantry because they can't get food stamps. We're not going to even go off on that part, because I can go into that as well. You live in this country, you struggling, and you can't even get food stamps, but so many other people can. Okay, I'm not going to go into that because I said this video was not going to be long. But I know somebody who is literally they can go to the food bank. I don't know if it's once every other week or something like that. But everything that they get from the food bank, they add it to what they're able to get on their own. And what they get from the food bank, some they put in their cabinets and some they put away. And that's how they're building an emergency food supply. So if they're getting 2 5-pound bags of rice, then they take one and put it in the house, and the other 5 pounds, they're putting it away for an emergency. So we have to find a way to make those things work, right? Being creative is what so many people have to do. I am a mother of 5. I can tell you all about creativity when it comes to taking care of feeding and clothing 5 children. That was not easy, but I had to be creative. Even when it came to taking them places and planning certain things for them, I had to be very creative because I didn't have the dollars. So I had to be creative. They didn't know that. But mama made some things happen for them, and they enjoyed everything just the same. You gotta be creative, but you gotta work. I have a brother who always says, and I love his saying, I even put it on a t-shirt. I love his saying. He says, pray like everything depends on God. Work like everything depends on you. Pray like everything depends on God. And work like everything depends on you. Because the formula for work is what? Force times distance. You got to work. It's something you got to do. So listen, whether you're new to starting to build an emergency supply for yourself, or you've been doing it for a long time, don't think that all you got to do is pray about it and that's it. Don't let that be your reason for not preparing. That you're just going to pray about it, but you're not going to do nothing else. That is not going to work. Trust me. That's not going to work. I just gave you some examples. So please keep those things in mind. You all, I've heard so many different things, you know, so many different reasons why people don't want to prepare because they feel like it's a waste of time. I'm going to do a separate video talking about some of the comments that I saw where somebody said that we're not going to survive it anyway. So why should we prepare? I'm going to do another video talking about that. Because I'm going to tell you why in that video. We're not going to survive anyway. Why should I worry about preparing? We're not going to live through it. We're not going to make it anyway. Why should I prepare? See, sometimes we put more faith in the enemy of God than we put in God himself. Sometimes we make God's enemy higher than God himself. We give Satan more credit than we give the one who causes the sun to rise in the east and sets in the west. The one who keeps the sun at over 96 million miles away from you. The earth ain't crashing into the sun. We put more faith in his enemy than we do in him. We believe his enemy has more power than he does. That's going to be for another day. That video is going to be for another day, you all. But when it comes to preparing, yes, pray. Prayer is important. Prayer is important. Very, very, very important. We must be found in prayer. But we must be found working as well. See, you work while it's day. Because when the night comes, you're just going to have to depend on the work you did during the day. If you understand what I'm saying. All right, y'all. I got to go. I hope I didn't leave anything out. I hope you understand what I'm saying to you. I hope you understand that I'm telling you prayer is essential. You need it. It's a must. It's obligatory. But so is work. All right, y'all. Gotta pray, but you gotta go to work too. So if you're just getting started with building your emergency supply, please know that prayer is important. Pray throughout the day. And if you wake up in the night, pray in the night. But go to work. Thank you so much for joining me this evening and for watching our videos on our channel, for sharing our videos, for liking our videos. We really appreciate it, each and every one of you. Thank you for watching Homestead Heart. Peace and blessings and preparedness to each and every one of you, and I will see you in the next video.